Now, let's talk about the key to effective time management. Now, the key to our effectiveness. Let's talk about what that means. And of course, my definition of effectiveness is the ability to get high value, very high impactful, high quality things done, but using the least amount of your time, effort, resources, and money. So, in other words, you continue to produce a very high, massively high value result, but little by little, you're leveraging yourself so you use less of all your resources. So let's talk about some things, especially in small business. How can we be effective? Well, imagine in a small business, there's about 10,000 different tasks that you're required to do in order just to make the business operate, let alone be successful. I mean, there's a lot of stuff you need to get done. Granted, you're not doing all 10,000 in one day, even though sometimes it feels that way. But in the course of an entire business's lifetime, you're doing a substantial amount of work. Yet the one thing we would all agree is that each one of the different tasks that you do all carry a different level of value. For instance, spending a half an hour buying paper clips at the local office supply store has a very different value than spending half an hour with a potential very high value client or customer. So when you think about that, you realize, wow, what if I can identify what those high value tasks are and focus on doing those? And you think it's not rocket science. But what happens? Even though we know this, or even though we have an idea or an inclination that we should be doing higher value tasks, there are certain challenges that we have that prevent us from actually doing it. And we're going to address these right now. Number one, it is in our nature to be distracted by the overwhelming amount of things we have to do. When all of a sudden we look at all 10,000 of the things we have to do, we get overwhelmed and unfortunately we make bad choices. Number two, we tend to do the things that come naturally to us first, but unfortunately those things are not always the most valuable. For instance, if you're really good at details and like counting beans, that's great. Unfortunately, counting beans doesn't bring you a lot of value. So if that's the easiest thing for you to do and you end up spending your time doing that, then you understand why in the end of the day or the end of the week or month, you start understanding why you're not getting the results that you're looking for. So sometimes we gravitate or default to what's easy for us to do, but unfortunately it doesn't bring enough value. And of course, we only have a limited amount of time to do anything. So then what's the key? How do we overcome these challenges so that we can effectively get great results for each hour of our that we spend during our day? Well, the key is focus. The key for us to maximize our profit potential is to focus on accomplishing the tasks that produce the highest value. It's what I call the power of only, meaning that you focus and only allow yourself to do the things that bring high value. Now, granted, that's difficult because, like I mentioned before, sometimes it's easier to just rummage through your paperwork or organize your desk or go run errands. It's easy to do those things. Unfortunately, those things don't bring us a lot of value. So, but what if we could focus and only do the things that bring high value and somehow find other resources to take care of everything else? What would your business look like if you only did the highest value tasks in your business for an entire year? What do you think your business would look like? And that is the idea behind this entire workshop. But let's talk about what is valuable. Like, how do I identify what is most valuable to do? Well, in this workshop, we're going to define value as something that provides a substantial amount of profit and equity, like the tasks that you do that bring about a substantial amount of profit and equity. So if the activity generates money or generates equity or generates revenue or profit, then we know it's valuable. If it doesn't, then it's not valuable enough to require the business owner's time. Number two, how well the activity helps you more achieve your business vision. Like, is it getting you closer and closer to the vision you have for your business? And number three, how well the activity gets you to the next level of building your businesses. Sometimes building business means going from one level to the next. You know a task is valuable if it can help you get to that next level very quickly. Let's look at a couple examples here. Number one, like bookkeeping. Is bookkeeping valuable? Now, how much profit does bookkeeping provide you? It definitely helps you maintain the things you're doing, but does it bring any profit? The answer is no. Does it get you closer to achieving your vision or your mission? Now, granted, bookkeeping helps you sort of keep that holding pattern, but does it get you further toward where you're trying to get to? The answer is no. Does it help you build the next level of your business? The answer there is no. Bookkeeping, even though it is highly necessary, it's not very valuable. What does that mean? Well, if it's not valuable, then someone else can do it. Because your time as the business owner, you are required to focus on the highest value things in your organization because you are the most valuable person in that business. Let's look at another example. How about a joint venture partnership with a high value referral source? And a joint venture relationship is it's when you partner with someone to only work with that one person. But suppose you found a referral source that provided you a substantial amount of business, and they promised or made a contract with you that they would only do business with you. So, of course, is that valuable? Well, does it bring you profit? Of course, and a lot of it, because that person is only funneling that business to you and to you only. Is it helping you achieve the vision or mission you have for your organization? The answer is yes. Why? Because you're generating income and profit and equity for the business that can take it to where we want to get to. Is it building the business even greater? Of course, because now you have a stream of customers coming in and you don't necessarily have to worry about customers anymore. So is a joint venture relationship with a high value referral source, is it valuable? Absolutely. And it should be what the business owner should be focused on. Now, the question I have for you is, what are you focused on right now? Well, why don't we do a little exercise? I want you to take out a sheet of paper. And I want you to write down everything that you did in your day yesterday. Just go ahead and write down everything you did. Now, after you write down your list of tasks that you did yesterday, I want you to put down next to each one the return on investment that you received or that you can expect to receive for each task. An actual number. Put down next to the task that you did, put how much money you expect to make or you did make from doing that task. Now look at your list. Combine, when you add it all up together, how much return on investment did you get for all your hard work yesterday? And if you continue having days like yesterday, will the return on investment of your time and effort make you wealthier and add more zeros to your bank account, or will it keep you exactly where you are? What are you focused on? And as we continue with this workshop, we're going to go ahead and rearrange the things that you do so that you'll be able to get higher returns on investment for every hour that you work.